Hey everybody, and welcome to Head and Shoulders ATR, where we cover athletes, performances, and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. And today we're talking about Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone. All right, she is unstoppable, and it's ridiculous the range of events that she can do. I mean, really opening up in the 200 with a 22.07 into a slight headwind, but to be fair, a negative 0.3 is almost flat, so either up or down. Okay, a slight headwind, so that means it's not giving her a boost. Imagine she had a little bit of a tailwind behind her, a 0.6, a 1.2, 1.3. You know, that range where I saw a few years ago, and I said, hey, most of these fall into that average. Usually that was with the 100. So yeah, if she can open up or near open, because she had another one where she had a massive tailwind and she didn't do as quite as fast. I think that was what is that, 22.38 if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, we're gonna look at the race that she did. I'm probably gonna get hit with a copyright strike. Middle finger to you all, whoever is gonna copyright strike that, those powers that be, but I'm gonna fight it back. So without further ado, let me share my screen, go over some of the results that she did, and then we're gonna watch the race. And then you guys let me know what you guys think here. So take this off, put this on. Hopefully, yep, you guys see it. So here we go. So she pretty much, a second race out of the season was a 22.07 with a negative 0.3 headwind in that 200. I mean, she could really just compete in the 200 at this point. Now, we could argue that other people may be able to get her, but if this was on the 18th of May, and Bobby Kersee, we know for sure, knows how to peak his athletes. So that means she will only get faster. Now, that's assuming that she would start focusing on the 200 or competing there. But here's the thing. The USA trials and the Olympics allow for what, a 400 hurdle double. This would be very interesting. But as far as I can tell, her and her coach said that they are going to just focus on the 400 hurdles this year. And I believe a few years ago, I think Sydney McLaughlin was like, yeah, I think I'm kind of done with this. I'm going to try to do what I can in the 400 hurdles. Then I'm going to move to the 400 and go after the world record. Now, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that she did say something along those lines, like trying to put the record out of reach or just getting the gold. And then she's satisfied with that. And then she was talking about maybe retiring after that. And then here we are a few years later. So I don't know. But just to say that she came back from an injury last year, a knee injury, and then running this is near her personal best right here. This 400 right here that she just did on June 9th, which was yesterday as of this recording, the 48.75. She went straight to the top of the world lead with that into a very windy and cool New York Grand Prix. New York got some very interesting weather. I tell you this. Now, wind, that could be at any track meet, but in New York and I guess in the spring, right before the summer, the weather fluctuated. It was relatively cool for sprinting, so that really didn't help her. She had a whole bunch of different elements against her. Obviously, the USA record could have still gone down. It's a 48.5x. So, I mean, hey, it is what it is, but she dominated that race. And I mean, bar none, it didn't even look like anybody else was in the race. They looked like they were running and competing against themselves, and she just went and did a time trial on the top. They were in a training practice, and they were just like, go, you need to hit this time, and she went. She did not skip a beat. Her body didn't start rocking. You saw the grimace in her face a little bit toward the end, toward the finish line. That's her really pulling it, but we're going to go over that in a second. But let's go to this 400 hurdles. Her range is freaking crazy. I am fully convinced that she's going to be able to get this 400 world record. I'm fully convinced that she's going to be able to get it by about 80%. There's absolutely no guarantees in anything, but there are a few athletes that are saying that they're gunning for it, but they didn't do a season opener at a 48.75. Anyway, let me stay focused, guys. Let me stay focused because this is making me excited. We don't get to see her that often, and Bobby Kersee typically does, quote, hide his athletes, or they're not shown as often. So, hey, that's within his protocol. So, anyway, at May 31st, sometime last month, just what, 2 weeks ago, she did a 52.7. All right, 52.7. Let me put that again. A 52.7, 400 hurdles. Opener. Okay, this is an opener. I mean, just what? Well, before the last Olympics, right before Dalilah Muhammad started ripping at that world record herself, this right here, if I'm not mistaken, that would have been inside the old world record. I'm still in that mindset right now. Right? I'm still in that mindset. And yeah, people are talking about the super shoes and Karsten Warholm. I'm going to do something separate on him, but I'll make an aside. That world record's in jeopardy again. He almost just opened up just outside of his 300 meter hurdle world best. Okay. Just what, 2/10 or 4/10 outside of that. So you got the best two hurdlers alive right now, both world record holders, and they're opening up outside of their best in different events. Hers in the 400, and then him in the 300 hurdles after a really nasty injury last year. Both of them injured. Very interesting. And now they're coming back looking seemingly just where they were. They didn't skip a beat. They're able to come back to their fitness, and wow. So let me put this race on the screen so I can do a little bit of commentary right here. Okay, so this is the thing I don't know how to do on this audio editor just yet, on how to control the sound and how it sounds to everybody else. So I'm going to try something a little bit different here. I still want to get the audio for the commentary. So let's see.
The world lead by the NCAA champion from Jamaica, Nikisha Price of those amazing Arkansas Razorbacks.
Okay, I don't know why it's lagging, so I'm going to try something else again. Maybe I'm not going to be able to include the audio. That's probably going to have them strike me for sure. So I'm going to mute the audio for them and just play this as it is right here. So let's do this. And I don't know why it's reloading. This thing should have been preloaded already. She's in lane 5 right over here. It's like it's in slow motion. My computer must be working overtime with all the tabs I got. But look, she is taken out. I mean, she ate up on everybody. There's absolutely, look at this gap between 4 and 5. She's already on 6, 7, 8. It's done. And interestingly enough, she actually takes out pretty conservatively at the start of her 400. So if that's her conservative, oh my goodness. So she's right at around 23. I remember Sonya Richards-Ross was talking about, hey, if you could do it right around a 23.5 at that 200, and look at right here. This will be roughly where she's at the 200. So yeah, just around a 23 flat, 23.2. Actually, it wasn't 23.2. It was like a 23 flattish, 22, 23.1, maybe 22 high, right around there. And she's able to hold it on. Okay, now, in comparison to the form here, just take a look at 6. Her arms are flailing all over the place. Let's just go back a little bit. So here is lane 6, all the way back there. Just look at everybody else. She's keeping it together. Look, arms flailing. She's really trying. You could tell she's tired. She's already using the arms. That's what you're supposed to do. People are leaning backwards. Here she is leaning backwards. Everybody else is fighting and struggling in a completely different race. So I thought the NCAAs, where they went 1, 2, 3, 4, was good. This is even better. Yeah, they had the all the Razorbacks go all under 50, but this is even better because this is her season opener. She isn't running a bunch of races like that all year round. That means she got some high quality practice. And now this is where she starts grimacing. Once she gets there, right in that last 30 meters, you can kind of see her really, really pushing it and feeling it. Let's go back over this again. Let's go back over here again. Now, I am fully convinced after seeing this, her knees seem to go a little bit lower right here in this last 80 meters. But outside of that, she looks like she still pretty much got everything as if she just started the race. But this affects everybody in the 400. You're going to feel it in the 400. Even if somebody's breaking a world record, they're probably still somewhere breaking down compared to where they were before. But she took out very, very fast and very quick in the first 200. But when you got a 2207 in your ability, in your wheelhouse, yeah, you could take out at a 22 high, a 23 low. Yeah, you could do that. So let's start this off at the beginning of the race. Once again, where is that at? Right here. Here it is. All right, copywriters, copyright strikers. All right. Looking very good. And this isn't to take away from anybody else, but if she ran that 52.7 here, I mean, she would have still placed, I think, in the top 5, if I'm not mistaken here. Man, this is completely 2 different races. So with Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, let me just do it this way. Once she puts this 400 hurdles record even more out of sight, if she's able to break 50 in that 400 hurdles, and I'm still thinking that might be a little difficult, but if she's able to break 50, yeah, that open 400 is pretty much a wrap. And this is where you see, oh yeah, also you see the difference in this race. Look at her turnover. Her turnover is a little bit faster. Okay. I'm glad that we have the athletes around her and that she overtakes in lane 6 right here, and they kind of overlap each other. So what's happening here is, if you notice, they look almost the same until she passes her, and then it's literally like, y'all know that for the people that run track and not just the ones that watch it, y'all know the feeling when somebody pass you. And not only did they pass you, but they went bow, and they just went straight past you. She went past her clean, smooth. And at this point, she starts to shorten her stride because they had about the same turnover as far as their legs touching the ground. Sydney's stride length is longer, but right after she was able to see her, that's when she started stutter stepping. If y'all see this, let me try to do it. I'm not going to put it in slow motion, but just pay attention to both of the athletes right there. You can put it on slow motion yourself. Right there, they're about the same. And then she slows it down and she's trying to hold it together, but she's trying to stay focused on the race, but she cannot help but see Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone right on her inside, but she's still at least putting it in there. She didn't immediately just give up. That was good. But at that point, when you know somebody's blazing past you, you just like, dang, everybody else. This is how most races are, really. Most races are athletes. I love to see somebody dominate. Most races are athletes just running all next to each other, and everybody likes like the horse race thing. Everybody's next to each other and things like that. And then you see somebody, boom, take off. That's how Noah Lyles races were remember back between 2016 and 2019, right? He didn't have a good start. So one, he's starting behind everybody. Then he's slowly starting to catch up. And because he could hold on to his speed better than everybody else in that last 50, he's, bam, pulling off on people. So that was really entertaining. Now he's able to glaze out on them. Then have that same, all right, I'm about to pull away. And then close a little bit more. And by matter of fact, shout out to Noah Lyles for running that 1977 into a headwind. I think it was a negative 1.3 headwind. I'm going to bring that up in just a second. So, Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone is just complete domination. Some of these athletes just have range, particularly on the women's side. I see that range a little bit more on the women's side. Sometimes you see it on the men's side. Noah Lyles has some kind of range. Everybody keeps saying, oh man, the 100. I mean, he's world champ. I mean, at this point, are you going to keep whining and complaining that the man is world champ? Let me put this on the screen as I switch over. I'm going to switch over to the results page for a second. And let me shout out to, here's Noah Lyles. Let me bring him up on the screen. So it was a negative 1.6. And again, this is in New York, where it was not only just the headwind. It was very windy this day. Not just a headwind, but a cool day. Particularly for sprinters. For the distance runners, that would have been better, but still, it's windy. So for the pace setters, that could have helped them out. But for the people behind the pace setters, but for the distance runners, that was actually some pretty good weather for 5 and 10K. Even at 1500, right there, right in that 1500 5K, good for them. But for other events, particularly the sprints and some of the jumps, not so much. So a 1977, Noah Lyles has complete domination. If he loses the 200, everybody knows this. It will be a surprise. He pretty much wins virtually every time he shows up. He goes out and he says, hey, I'm ready to challenge you any which way, anywhere. He went out to Jamaica, got second. Okay, cool. Took it on the chin, congratulated him and everything, and said, all right, I'm ready. Let's go ahead and go. Let me get this 200 in. 19.77. Very good in a negative 1.6 headwind. So Noah Lyles is ready. Team USA is on domination mode. They are not looking back. We are not looking back at all. There is absolutely barely any bad steps done. And particularly from the top athletes, there's not a bad step being done here. Let's go back. I want to go over to, because I did go here, Tara Davis Woodle. All right, let's go ahead. Oh, dang. I think I just did a post and I forgot to put the H in her name, in the last name. I'm going to have to correct that once I finish this recording. It probably already posted, though. I had it scheduled. But she is over here dominating. She got a silver last year at the World Championships. Let's go ahead and give her this because I wasn't really covering things last year. So congratulations. I know about a season too late for that one. So Tara Davis Woodle, congratulations to her. And particularly her dad from just mentoring her all the way and coaching her all the way from youth. So congratulations there. And to everybody on her team and everybody helping her through, because she has shared her struggles about wanting to quit and everything like that, about the mental struggles through the sport. So I am so glad that she has continued. She has focused on being happy, focused on being joyous, focused on being her goofy self. So that's good. Y'all got to see her when she's doing these jumps, because she's out here just having a good old time doing some dances and everything. So she's got the world lead. She's got the world lead in the long jump this year. And I am telling y'all, this has got to be her year to win. She is now consistently getting over 7 meters. It's not like she's a struggle over 7 meters. Last seasons, like the last Olympics, I mean, she was kind of breaking down in 2021 and everything like that, because she was like, man, I'm right here. I would be more surprised if she can't get a win. I understand she's got some competition, but the competition ain't competing right now. Okay. I was about to say the competition ain't competing. So they're not really there. I want to do a shout out here because I know some of you guys are going to click on this. If I did one for Davis, particularly for the field event, some people don't watch it. So I got to cover some other events inside of these videos now. So she just did this yesterday at the same meet, cool, again, into a headwind. Okay. This is a headwind. A 7.14 into a negative 0.9 headwind. All right. That is very good. Now, this was indoor. It's got no wind. You're not feeling the cool temperatures like you're feeling in New York or anything like that. So if she's already right there, and this one was kind of flat-ish in Arkansas, if she's able to do this right here, I am looking forward to that 7.2, 7.25, or even longer. Let's see what she's going to do. She is on domination mode. So shout out to Tara Davis Woodle. I got a post coming for you if it's not already posted by the time of this recording. Now, getting back to Sydney. Hold on just a second. Make sure I am doing something here. So getting back to Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone. Let's get back to her results here. What do you guys think that she's going to be able to do? What do you guys think she's going to be able to do if she focuses on the 400? I really would like to see her double, but realistically, there is some heavy competition in that 400, and to be able to do both of them, she's got heavy competition in both the 400 and the 400 hurdles. Now, some people will say, well, because of her one-off times and how good they are, and that she'll be able to theoretically peak, which means she'll be able to run faster if she just focuses on one, even though she has rounds. Let's not discount that it's going to take something out of your legs to do those multiple rounds. They might want her to do the mixed 4x4. We'll see what happens with Team USA and everything like that, because she did do a mixed 4x4, if I'm not mistaken, before. I could be mistaken, but they're likely wanting to run her in definitely the open 4x4 to end the meet out. So if she runs the 400 and 400 hurdles with the schedule, she might be sacrificing one of these events just because of the rounds, and maybe even both. Now, the schedule does allow for her to do both this season. Not sure about next season, but this season. Do you guys think she should double? That's my question to you all. Do you guys think she should double? And also, the secondary question is, do you believe that she can get the world record in the 400 meters? She's 24 years old. She's got a lot of breathing room in front of her. And remember, many people can still set world records even up until about 32, 33. So that means she's got a good clear 7.5 years or so, right? She's got a good 7+ years in front of her. So if we look at it from that perspective, she's got some runway. Just like Noah Lyles got some runway. Do you believe she can set that world record in the 400 meters? And do you believe she can break 50 seconds in the 400 hurdles? I'm going to lose my mind if she breaks 50 seconds in the 400 hurdles. I swear. I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm done. If she breaks 50 seconds in the 400 hurdles, yeah, they're at different heights and everything than the men. And people have argued, hey, it's not quite the same. Hey, guess what? That's the event that's being competed. And maybe if it's not as challenging relative to the women as it is to the men, okay, that could be fair. But we ain't been seeing nobody run this fast. Who is even that close? Dalilah Muhammad is the next closest person. And her time is daylights away from her, away from Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone. You gotta put this in perspective, because I keep every once in a while, if you guys don't believe me, just go down in the comment section on some of Sydney's videos, particularly at the world record, and particularly when she's running quickly like this 52.7. On some of those videos, they actually got in the comment section people coming up saying, well, the 400 hurdles, the height, it's like they're just running it and they just kind of gotta hop. Okay, yeah, okay, let me do it this way. Hey, you, whoever you are in that comment section, I'm not even gonna challenge you and debunk yourself from doing it, since you think it's that easy to do that. I'm not even gonna tell you to do it. Let's just use mathematics. Who else, relative to their own 400s, is able to run this close in their 400 from their open to their 400 hurdles times? There's not many athletes able to be like, yeah, I'm going to have a 48.74 and I'm going to have a 50.7 right there. They don't have that same distance and length, right? They don't have a basically 2-second gap between theirs. They got a 3.5, 2.7, a 4-second gap. Even in that, they don't have it that close. So even if you say, I'm not even going to argue with how fast the time is. Just look at the other athletes she's competing against. Look at how relative their times are, and she's still doing better than them. I'm going to make it real easy for the slow bus kids. But she got so much talent. She could be running 100 hurdles, the open 200, the open 400. I mean, if and when she just decides to retire from the 400 hurdles and say, yeah, I'm done winning, let me go to something else, let's do this whole other thing. Coach Bobby Kersey wants me to try to go after this 400 world record. So while I'm at the 400 world record, why don't I do the 4-2 double real quick and show y'all how it's done? Hey, I would love to see that. I would love to see her do the 4-2 double. So I believe that I would say that she got a pretty good chance at getting the 400 hurdle double. Me personally, I think she has a chance. I'm a little bit nervous of it because she was hurt last year, and double working this or whatever just after a season you were kind of hurt, that may not be the smartest thing. So I would just say maybe for that reason she just focuses on one. But if she decides and she registers and declares From what I know, she isn't. And when I looked on the list, it doesn't look like she signed up at all for that. But if they do it last minute, if she does do that, I believe she got a pretty good chance in winning both of them. She's just that much faster in the 400 hurdles that she could slightly sandbag the 400 hurdles for that 400. I forget which order it's in right now, because if the 400 is after that, she can sandbag the 400 hurdles, do just enough for her to win. But knowing her and her coach, they want to go after that world record, so they ain't gonna try to do just enough to win. So I'll catch you all guys on the next one. Team USA is killing it right now. So, man, the other nations in all of these sprint events on the men's and women's side, it is kind of hard to compete with Team USA. Where y'all gonna see the angle at? The 200 Team USA is doing very good. It's like an overabundance of talent right now. 200 looking good on the men's and women's side. 100 looking good on the men and women's side. You got a couple of competitors. You got Julian Alfred. That's the closest one that can break up in that Team USA. And yeah, let's say the Team USA kind of has one or two athletes that fall off. We know Sha'Carri now, we got evidence that Sha'Carri can go to a championship, keep a cool head, and kill the competition. So at the very least, she's up in there in the finals, because people will argue in the years past, Team USA can do pretty well, and then they show up and they're not able to do it. So if Aaliyah Hobbs isn't able to put it together, right? If she's not able to put it together, I think she finished second in that 100 yesterday. So if she's not able to put it together, okay, cool. Gabby Thomas in the 2. I mean, she's going to do something unless she gets injured sometime here. And remember looking at her injured season and how fast she was running. So if she could run like that with undertrained injured, if she just gets injured and just runs off of fumes, she probably still can beat some people. Sharika Jackson isn't looking as good in there, so she may not be a good competitor right now. So as far as a non-American competitor, what do you guys think? I'll catch you guys on the next one, maybe on a live stream to talk about that. This has been Head and Shoulders ATR, where we cover athletes, performances, and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. I'll catch you guys on the next one.